Hey there. Today is Thursday, February 6th. I'm Andrew Garcia, and you're listening to Wake Up with KERA News. We'll see more sun and slightly warmer temperatures today, with highs in the upper 70s. Dallas has named its first permanent city manager in almost a year, but the hiring process wasn't without controversy. What's next for Kimberly Beiser-Tolbert? We'll learn more right after the news. Parking reform advocates say Dallas can look to Austin to see the benefits of repealing parking mandates. A panel for the Dallas Housing Coalition said Austin's rent prices went down once the city got rid of its minimums. The coalition plans to discuss the reform at a City Planning Commission meeting next week. Artists are objecting to the warning label placed on an exhibition in Fort Worth featuring their work. Cowboy at the Amon Carter Museum recently reopened with warning labels after temporarily closing last fall. One of the pieces is Rafa Esparza's wall-sized painting featuring two men kissing on a dance floor. He says the warning is unnecessary and a form of censorship. Representatives from the Amon Carter wouldn't say which artworks prompted the warning. The city of Dallas has named its first permanent city manager in almost a year. Kimberly Beiser-Tolbert's appointment to the position comes as Dallas faces unprecedented policy hurdles at the local and state level, as well as questions surrounding federal initiatives. KERA's Nathan Collins sat down with Justin Martin to give us more information.
So Nathan, can you walk me through some of the challenges Dallas is facing and if there are any plans to address them?
So there are several new policies that could be really difficult to navigate. That includes three controversial city charter amendments. The first will require the city to hire 900 more police officers. The second leaves the city more vulnerable to litigation and possibly could require it to waive its governmental immunity in some cases. And the third amendment decriminalizes up to 4 ounces of marijuana and also prohibits police officers from making certain arrests related to the substance. There's also quite a few executive vacancies at City Hall, including the police chief and the fire chief. Another hurdle that the new city manager will have to navigate is the police and fire pension system funding plan, as well as some new policies coming out of the Trump administration around immigration and federal spending.
That is a lot to consider. Can we take a step back and remind people how all of this started?
Right. So the process to find a permanent city manager started last year around May when former Dallas and now current Austin city manager T.C. Broadnax left the city. Tolbert was named the interim city manager at the time and has led the city in that capacity up until now. Mayor Eric Johnson, after Broadnax left, tasked Mayor Pro Tem Tanel Atkins and the city's Administrative Affairs Committee to start this search process. They hired a consulting firm to conduct the search.
I'm curious, what did that search process look like?
There wasn't much talk out in the open. The firm that the city hired to conduct this search really did most of it behind closed doors. In November, the city announced 4 semifinalists for the position. That included Tolbert, a city manager from Grand Rapids, Michigan, and an assistant city manager in Fort Worth. But again, there was little discussion about the candidates. And it wasn't until late last year that elected officials found there were actually almost 50 other applicants that had been kept from them. That sparked controversy between council members. Paula Blackman represents District 9 on the council. She told me in December that she hoped the process would move along, but had some concerns about it at the time.
And I think we will come together. It's just that it seems that there's a power struggle. There's a struggle in what is the true process and who is the voice in that process.
So since Mayor Pro Tem Atkins oversaw the process, I asked him what he thought about his colleagues' concerns. He told me that he didn't exactly know what I meant by bringing up other elected officials' concerns with the process. Ultimately, Blackman was right. The council did come together and offer the job to Tolbert.
So you've said Tolbert has been the interim city manager for some time. Has she indicated what her plans are now that she's got the role full-time?
Yeah, so I spoke with her at a meet and greet event before the final decision was made. She said her top priorities were trying to fill some of these vacant executive positions in City Hall. Here's what she had to say.
My first day would be me sharing my strategy with the city council for the recruitment of the police chief.
So far, it seems like she's made good on starting that process. Last week, she announced a national search for the next Dallas police chief and said a regional search to find a fire chief would start soon.
Are there any other challenges coming down for Tolbert?
Well, one thing to look out for is that while this current city council, offered Tolbert the job, the majority of them are up for re-election come May. So, Tolbert might have to answer to, at least a handful of new elected officials come May. That could kind of change the dynamic at City Hall.
That was KERA's Nathan Collins talking to host Justin Martin. The Mavericks take on the Boston Celtics tonight. New star Anthony Davis is listed as questionable to join the team for his first game as a Maverick, and if the last few games are any indication, they could really use his help. Tip-off is at 6:30. With this unseasonably warm weather, it's a good thing today is National Frozen Yogurt Day. Take a friend with you to Yogurtland today and get a buy one, get one deal on a sweet treat. For more information and some other fun things to do, visit kera.org/calendar. Thank you for listening to Wake Up with KERA News. I'm your host, Andrew Garcia. This show is produced and edited by Shardae White and Bekah Morr. For more news in your inbox, visit kera.org/wakeup. That's where you can subscribe to the Wake Up with KERA News newsletter and get some good morning vibes from our colleague Catherine Hobbs. Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at KERATX. Take care, and we'll see you tomorrow on Friday.